Can you guys hear me good? Yeah, cool. We're on. All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Happy NFP day, everyone. Let me just get this over here. Happy NFP, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me move this here. All right. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all good. All right, we're on. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Decent sell-offs in both markets yesterday. Big sell-off on gold. Huge sell-off on NQ as well. Hopefully you guys didn't get too wiped out in these markets yesterday. Remember, guys, it is a final trading week of the year. We do have a non-farm payroll today as well. That's why I'm trading a combine here. I'm not going to trade any express fund accounts before NFP. Audio and video good, awesome. Thank you, man. Welcome back, everyone. If any of you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focused on gold futures here in the European session. So good to be back on with you guys. How did you guys find the markets yesterday? Did you guys take many trades? Gold ended up having a pretty decent sell-off without grabbing Friday's high, which was very surprising. Which could be an interesting level coming into today potentially. Now I'm gonna be quick here because for this London session, I think we may actually get some longs here on gold. You're at a pretty decent level of support. You kind of grabbing some previous lows, holding this 4,300 level, and you can see you kind of sold off here with no real pullbacks. So I'm gonna see if there's a potential intraday London longs here on gold. Before then, you may get some further shorts back down into some lows from last week. So we could be seeing some pre-London longs here on gold. Let me just see. I'm just going to trade like I said, guys, I'm just trading a combine today simply off the fact that it is non-farm payroll today. Why non-farm payroll is on a Tuesday? I have no idea, but it is on a Tuesday today, and we do also have a lot of big news coming up this week as well. So I may take a 15-minute breakout here and see if we get some longs. See if we get some longs on gold. See if we get some longs. We do have a lot coming up this week, guys. We obviously got the NFP today at 1:30 London time, US non-farm payroll, and then at 2:45 London time, we do also have PMI as well. And then on Thursday, we have CPI. And then on Friday, we got PCE price index. So we have a lot of news coming up this week. A lot of news coming up on the final trading week of the year. How big is this range here, guys? Let's see. About potential 90 tick range here. Let's see if we get a nice 15-minute breakout here on gold, liquidating previous hourly lows. We could see gold come for a bit of a pullback back up to retest these levels. Let me see if we can get this. It might just push quite quickly here, getting a decent amount of volume here, at least to come up into this nice double top. Yeah, you've also grabbed day lows. Yep, exactly. There was a pretty decent shorts in Asia, decent shorts to come down and grab yesterday's lows. We said that in our Asia market call. So nice downward bias in the Asian session. I don't know if there was much of entries, but you ended up selling off beautifully. Beautifully. Yeah, you had anyone get the sells in Asia? It was a very decent sell-off. What we did, sold off about 200 ticks in Asia. Look at this, you had a pretty decent trend line coming up. You guys know the way we like to trade trend lines. People try and buy the trend lines, you short down into it. Ended up being a very nice push. We got this 15-minute close, guys. I'm going to see if we can get some pre-London longs. Was there much of a short in Asia? No, not really. Looked very, I mean, it's NFP day anyway, but looked very messy. By the time you broke out, you already hit the low. So yeah, probably wasn't too much in Asia. Yeah, even on 15. Hourly, was there anything on the hourly? Kind of wicked some highs, also wicked some lows now. No trades in Asia, like I say. Before non-farm payroll, does it make too much sense to trade that much before that? Not really. Yeah, 30 minute was a huge rejection. Yeah, that's the thing. It was a decent sell-off. You know, we had the liquidity levels marked on perfectly for price to come down and grab these lows, but the price action was pretty poor. It didn't even really come and grab some highs. That's why I do believe you could see NFP come for some pretty decent retracements here today. You know, you never grabbed any of the highs from yesterday. You didn't even grab these highs here in Asia, and you haven't even grabbed any intraday highs here as well. Now, that's one thing to note before major news events is, oh, the high was grabbed in the currency. There you go, nice. There you go. Well, that could have been a short from there. As soon as you grab highs, close bearish, that would have been a short. If this high was grabbed on the currency, that's a short right there. If you wicked like this, short that, risk of that was a decent short. When you got such strong daily downside targets, that would have been a nice short. So that high's been, has this high been grabbed on the currency? I don't have the currency chart open. So that high has been grabbed, nice. Again, that's why it's important to watch both. Let's see, we've got 15-minute close coming in here, guys. Double top, cool. But yeah, from the highs of yesterday, remember guys, remember we said on gold yesterday in the London session that we don't want to trade gold up here. Because anything can happen up here. You've already pushed too much. We don't want to be buying up here. We also don't want to be selling much up here. And then you ended up pulling back, you know, over 600 ticks yesterday, which was absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. So you had a massive, you had this huge push up at market open in the Asian session, sold off right back below. Huge rip up, sold off right back below. So it was two pretty crazy moves yesterday. Two pretty crazy moves. And NQ has also had a big sell-off, which we'll have a look at as well. Let me just see this 15 close here on gold. So, can we get a pre-London long here? Let's have a look. 5 minutes. That's a pretty big liquidity grab there. So I was hoping we'd maybe close a bit bullish, but you kind of have a big liquidity wick there. You have a nice morning star play down here as well. So you kind of have two reversal signs within each other right here on gold. You have a morning star play that fueled this push up, and now you have a liquidity grab and a bearish close, which has just fueled this push down. So I think we could confidently say, if we re-break this resistance, we should be good to see if we can fill this double top. Or if we re-break this support, we should be maybe good to come and test some lows down here as well. So now we kind of probably need to see that hourly candle and London close. Probably see that London close. We'll look at all markets as well, guys. We'll look at gold, we'll look at NQ, we can have a look at some currency leading up to NFP. We can see what we get for the day, but remember guys, it's going to be a pretty volatile day. Quick question, was the theory yesterday no sells because Asia was so bullish that we'd be fighting the overall trend? The turning point would be when the daily turns around, man. But the reason we wouldn't sell yesterday is because you would be selling. You'd be selling on a Monday after a 1,900 tick bullish weekly close. So if you see a 1,900 tick bullish weekly close, to try and short first thing on a Monday is just you're just trying to fight the markets. Yeah, anyone's just selling us yesterday is just literally trying to fight the markets. It may have worked yesterday, but more times than not you'll get squeezed out. The trend was bullish. We took the longs to the end of last week, which was great trades. Took this really nice push up here. So coming on to Monday, we could say you're at least going to tag previous daily highs. So for me personally, yeah, I would never sell after a 1,900 tick push. The only way you sell after a 900 tick push is you let this day close and then you short today. And then you could have got a great short here today. And I would rather short here today once this daily has showed me signs of resistance than trying to short yesterday and price just keeps pushing up. You know, yesterday's one of them days where if you did try and short yesterday and it continued pushing up, you'd look back at that trade, you'd go, why on earth was I trying to short? We were so bullish. You'd be trying to short the first day of the final trading week of the year after a very, very big breakout. If we want to short gold, you know, just let the daily turn around, kind of like here. You know, this day closes bullish. You buy this day, you still make money on the way up. But when it grabs highs and closes bearish, cool. You come onto the charts on this day, and, you know, you end up selling off 1,000 plus ticks. So you let the daily confirm when it's time to flip the bias. And this day would have been a lovely short. You know, short in this daily flip down into lows, 180 ticks would have been a beautiful short. A beautiful short. Hey, Aaron, thanks for the session each morning. Thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Could you maybe explain which closure of the candle you consider as bullish or bearish? What do you mean? Sorry, I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Explain which closure of the candle you would consider bullish and bearish. Well, I'm also looking at the higher time frame closures. Like, if you're talking about my daily bias, I'm also talking about if the dailies are closing bullish and green above my key levels here, or bearish below them. Which candles I consider bullish and bearish? I mean, any sort of breakouts, any sort of breakouts. The bias today would be longs. The bias today was short into daily lows, but look at where we're at. So you had a short bias in Asia, but now you've already got here. To me, the bias would be long. But the bias is also completely neutral because it's NFP. Non-farm payroll, anything can happen. So, but the most logical place here for me, yeah, would be, you know, you would short gold today in Asia, down into this nice level. But now that you're here, the short, you're going to go back to your original bias. The weekly was still very bullish. This is an area where you could easily find some support and continue pushing higher. So, to me, daily bias was short into 4,300, but now we're at 4,300. This could be a potential turnaround level. Doesn't have to. Obviously, NFP, anything can happen, but this is a pretty decent support level. And to be honest, I would like to see if we can get some longs here. I may see if we can get long here on gold in a second. Might see if I can start off with a small buy here on gold. Isn't it easier to trade London and New York now that the daily bias formed in Asia? Not really, because the daily bias was short today. The daily bias today was short down into yesterday's low. So this was my bias today, is to sell down here. But because it happened in the Asian session, well, now that's where the daily bias can get a little bit tricky, because you want to see how you're going to react around here. And the daily bias can be a little bit trickier, especially leading up to NFP as well. The closer you get to NFP, the trickier it can get. Wow, nice, look at that. Just requested a payout, don't give up. Nice work, man, amazing work. Yeah, pretty much, Corey, yep, that's what I'm looking at, man. Inverse head and shoulders, along with a nice hourly liquidity wick, and gold at 4,300. Remember, guys, I'm only trading combine here today, guys. It's NFP day. I'm not going to trade my funded accounts here today. We're just trading the combines. Hi, Aaron. What do you mean by this is the final trading week of the year? This is the final full trading week of the year, man. Next week it's Christmas. The week after that it's New Year's Eve. So this is the last full trading week of the year. Next week you got Christmas Eve, you got Christmas Day, you got Boxing Day, so markets will very likely be pretty quiet next week. So this is the last full trading week of the year, which is crazy. And it has been an absolutely phenomenal year. Hopefully you guys have learned a lot from tuning in every day. Let's see, let me just change this here, guys. Real stops will be somewhere around here on gold. Trying to see if you can scout this up into this double top. yeah, it's the final trading week of 2025. Our closing in 7. Would you be looking for? We're already in the longs here, man. We're already in the longs. I'm already in the longs. If you want to wait for closure, yeah, sure, you can if you want to. Just buying at support, really. There's not really just here. Just buying. You're at the support. You're grabbing lows, trying to see if this candle can flip. If you want to take the breakout, well, you can take the breakout, but look where you're going to be buying. You're going to be buying right at resistance. So if as soon as we hit these levels here, that's where I'm going to be managing my trade. I'm going to manage my trade, not take new trades here. Because if you take new trades here, you'll be buying at resistance. Yeah, that's the thing with gold, because gold is kind of a big, you got big support here, big resistance here. You got, if you buy too high, then you're kind of trapped buying at resistance. This is just a little bit of a pullback trade. What elixir are you drinking? We're drinking the Edge supplements right here. We're drinking the Hydro Flow this morning. We're getting hydrated, and we've got a nice green tea here as well. Actually, it's not green tea. It's a lie. It's a ginger tea. I haven't had my coffee yet. So yeah, we do have I'll be interested to see NFP as well today, guys. I'm keen to see how NFP goes. I do believe NFP may take gold higher, just based on where we're at the high time frame. Where's my high time frame chart here? Just based on gold being at this, 4,300 level, never re-grabbed yesterday's high. You had that huge breakout last week. To me, this would be a very nice level. And we kind of got here right before news, which always lines up pretty nice. Is that it'd be very interesting to see if we can hold this 4,300 level and potentially see gold into new all-time highs. It's new all-time highs here on gold. We're talking from 4,300, we're talking a 1,500 tick move, which would be absolutely huge. So I'm going to be considering some potential swing trades on gold today. If we do get the right price action, I would consider some swing longs. So 4,300 is a big level. Do you take any supplements before starting? Yeah, I've always taken supplements, and I've always taken supplements. I've always been very focused on the mental side of trading. The whole fitness aspect. I've been, prioritizing health and fitness for as long as I can remember, past 8+ years. I've always taken supplements. Creatine helps. There's more studies coming out that creatine helps your brain function as well. But yeah, what you do, I know sometimes in the earlier days it's hard to understand and see that it's possible, but in the earlier days, all the time, it's very important to prioritize the mental side of trading, the mental health, and working out, prioritizing your health, prioritizing fitness really does help trading. If you just rock out beds, you're lazy, you're not eating right, you don't work out, you got a poor mindset, and then you try and come onto the charts and think you're going to perform well, then you're going to struggle. Trading is such an elite performance game that you have to absolutely prioritize the mental side of trading. Something as simple as, working out can really, really, really help your trading. So 100%. I've always taken supplements. I'm focused on fitness, whether it's doing boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, going to the gym. 100%. It's very, very important. I would struggle in trading if I didn't do that. Yeah, 20 is crazy. It's 5 a day. Yeah, I'll take 5. I don't really look at the news post. We'll just see how it comes out. Sometimes it can come out, NFP can come out bad, gold can still go up, gold can still go down. I just kind of look at the charts, to be honest, man. Yeah, it's come out. The creatine is very good for cognitive function. Yeah, I thought 5 was the max. I thought any more than 5, your body just doesn't process it or something. I don't know. But yeah, creatine's come out to be very good. But yeah, supplements are very, very important. Yeah, yeah, that makes you massive. Exactly. It's a win-win. And being something very different than most people's way of living, how do you deal with the psychology of a trader's life? It's a good question, man. It can be very, very, very tough. It can be very mentally tough on all aspects of your life, relationships and family life and everything like that. So you do have to, like I say, prioritizing the things you do off the charts. Working out, taking some time for yourself, meditating, going to the gym, doing all these things off the charts are going to help you perform better and take them steps back from the charts and deal with the struggles of trading, the psychology side, because it is very, very, very mentally tough. Very, very, very mentally tough. So you just had a nice 30-minute fake out here on gold. 30-minute fake out, which is also a nice hourly liquidity wick, coming down for a bit of an instant bottom wick here on gold. So this is a nice trade here on gold. This is looking good. I'm gonna see if we can take this higher on gold. I'm trading combine here, but this is a nice 30-minute fake out, nice hourly liquidity wick. Trace, good morning. Good morning, man. Have you tried judo? I find a responsive mindset for fitting for the trader mindset. I haven't tried judo, but I have done jiu-jitsu a lot, which I definitely miss my jiu-jitsu back in Australia. The jiu-jitsu helps me loads. Yeah, 100% helps me loads. How much money you make from trading? How much money do you make from your job? We just share financials if you want to. It's a bit of a if you want to see how much do I make on my Topstep accounts, then if you go back to yesterday's stream, I broke down my accounts, showing everything. Aaron versus Dakota in the ring. I see he's boxed down. Dakota would beat me up. Dakota trains more than me. I wish I'd train as much as Dakota did. That's definitely what I miss about in Australia, is having a good trading routine as well. Having a good trading routine definitely helps. I miss my my Thai and jiu-jitsu every day. Look, if you want to go see, where's yesterday's? I'm pretty sure I showed it in yesterday's stream. You can go see. There you go. You can go see it if you really want to see it. Look, I'll show you my Topstep accounts. My personal accounts are personal to me. I'll show you guys my Topstep accounts so you guys can go see that. That's from yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream. 100K? What, a day? Easy. $100K a day. That's light work. We don't get out of bed for anything less. Pull him into your guard. You got Dakota easy, yeah. I'm gonna start calling out Dakota now. Start some Topstep beef. Come on, guys. See if we can get this breakout here on gold. What's your Traders Retreat videos? Thank you, man. And the video where you explain scaling up to live off trading. Can you talk about the living off trading part? Like as in how much you need to make to live off trading? Because how much you need to make to live off trading is completely dependent on you, where you live, your expenses. There's so many different things to think about to know what you need to live off trading. If you want to travel and trade, like what I did when I first started, it was not very much. I could make 2,000 to 3,000 a month and travel and trade full time, which I did around Asia. I live very well. Obviously now I make way more than that trading, but you could literally make 2,000 to 3,000 a month consistently, including losing months, 5K months, minus 2K months on average. Nice, Dave. Balloon brand. And you guys could live and trade very well. What's more important is consistent. Are you able to stay consistent? That's the most important part. But yeah, the scaling part in trading, if you want to go from like when I was making 2,000 to 3,000 a month to much more than that now, is just scaling the accounts, getting more accounts only once you prove to yourself that you can be consistent. Consistently in the red. We're gonna fix that, man. We're gonna fix that. Yeah, ever live in Vietnam yet? Oh, AJ for sure. Is that this weekend? That is this weekend. Doing a very good job for us. I want to say thanks. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. So we got gold kind of wicking out the highs here, guys. Let's see if we have to manage soon. You did just grab some previous 30-minute highs. You can kind of see here on gold, if we look at our clean chart here, let's do some intraday levels. We've got some nice support being formed here, and we have resistance right here. So not the easiest of ranges right now. Yeah, switch them buttons. Exactly. I'm sure we've all tried that as well. If I just start pressing sell every time I want to go long, maybe that'll work. Still doesn't work. I'm sure we've all tried that. Let's see if we're going to break out. What kind of thinking is here? The more you reject from here, the more likely I would imagine people are probably trying to short here on gold. The only thing is, leading up to NFP is sometimes gold can leave big liquidity levels. And you can leave liquidity levels all the way up until news. But you kind of just got gold squeezing in kind of no man's land here a little bit. The only thing I do like is that hourly liquidity wick and 30-minute fake out. But because you're in a bit of a tight range, you've just wicked out some highs here. Yeah, maybe if we start breaking back below, you'd have to manage. But it's just a pre NFP combine trade here. Gold squeezing back down here, guys. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna close there and wait, guys. I'm gonna close and wait. Take minus 75 there in the combine and wait. You're probably gonna come down and squeeze these lows. You've got a bit of a trend line coming up here as well. Let's see. So what's it? Yeah, it's just a combine. It's not an official trade, man. Don't trade before NFP. It doesn't make sense. This is a play around trade. You kind of see you wicked up the 15 highs. Now you're re-breaking back below. So if you start closing back below, then you kind of get stuck back in this area. You had that nice hourly liquidity wick of the previous lows, starting to wick back above, and now you're straight back down. Because it's very hard to read price action before NFP. The institutional traders watching your streams and counter trading. I know, man. They've got me up in. They've got the streams up in all the big hedge funds. JP Morgan in London right now. They have us up on the stream. All right, Aaron's go long. Let's get all these sim traders. Let's get all their stops. Do you ever move your stop into profit to pay for your time? I don't know if that's how it works, but no, I don't move my stop into profit. I will just, I'll manage my risk depending on how the trade pushes. I don't really trail stops on gold because gold doesn't really move like that. I find if you try and trail on gold, you typically, your stops will get hit like 90% of the time. So I prefer just to, you know, if we break out, I'll reduce my risk by bringing my stop up to break even, but then I'll just kind of have my full levels where I'll just exit the trade. I've tried to manage stops and trail stops on gold before, but yeah, it doesn't really work. I find they just get hit most of the time, so I'd rather just have my stops, have my targets, and just let the trade breathe, and just manage when you start coming into levels. Like if I buy gold here, it starts to hit this level, you know, maybe I'll bring my stops to break even. I might even take a little bit off the table. I'll kind of scale out a little bit, but I don't find trading works that well on gold. So let's see here, guys. We've got first 15 of the London session coming up here. I don't really want to see us close bearish because then it can just get really, really, really choppy. I was hoping we can maybe wick some lows and start to break out and pull back. We do have to remember, you know, we're trying to buy gold after a big sell-off. If you could say, well, then why don't you just go long? Well, the reason I'm not going long is because from the highs of yesterday, you know, gold's down 800 ticks with no real retracement. So we don't want to be a seller down here on gold, that's for sure. I'm not interested in trying to short gold down here. I want to be buying gold. To me, gold could easily, you know, retrace a couple of hundred ticks before maybe we do come down to grab these lows down here. Remove the app. I guess you just click on it and delete it. I think you can just press it and delete it. Yeah. Let's see, this 30 minutes starting to get back, but let's have a look at NQ, guys. Gold's kind of chopping a little bit. We haven't had a look at NQ yet because NQ did have a very, very, very decent sell-off yesterday. In the past, you know, 3 days, NQ's down 3.5%, which is a very, very decent push. 3.5% is a big push. Now, with where NQ is coming into, this 25,250 level, all the way down into 25,000 is very, very, very big high time frame support. And with NFP final trading week of the year, look at the price action that can happen in here. It can get pretty tough in here. But to me, this is still a level where you may still get some overall longer term buyers stepping in here on NQ. With it selling off, you know, already as much as it has today, you know, you would kind of imagine if NQ was going to close bearish today, and you're actually going to break out today, well, you'd kind of imagine maybe Asia would pull back a little bit before then going down. The fact that Asia is opening and just pushing straight down makes me think we may find some support to potentially wick back higher. It worked. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Look at that. Coffee delivery. Coffee delivery on stream. Look at that. So same as kind of same story as gold. I think NQ's at a nice support level where you could start to potentially bounce. Look at this. NQ is being much nicer than gold. It's pretty much the same setup. You came down, you wicked the lows. So this is pretty much the same setup that we just took on gold. Unfortunately, NQ is having the play. It's pretty much, you guys can see the same thing. Hourly came down, wicked the lows, trying to get this retracement. Hourly came down, wicked the lows, trying to get this retracement. So for you guys who, if you're long on NQ, I like this NQ level for retracements. It's a big, massive daily level of support. The daily candle is currently opening and pushing straight down, which, like I say, if you're going to anticipate the daily is going to close bearish, well, we can confidently say, not confidently say, but we could probably say that this is unlikely going to be the high of the day. Yeah, I would say it's unlikely this is going to be the high of the day here on NQ. Could be wrong, but with the fact that you're coming into big support, you're already selling off 25,250. This daily could easily start to wick back above, and you could see some potential big buy stepping in here on NQ later on. But remember, that will all come with the news. 10 out of 10. Amazing. So, good quick cut there on gold. Like I say, guys, I'm just trading combines here today, but good quick cut there. Reason for the longs is trying to get that, just scalp into the nice double top there. If we leave it, great, we've got nice upside targets for NFP. Where's my levels gone? Hit. Nice double top levels. You're trying to get this sort of, like, Corey spotted, this nice, here's your left shoulder, here's your head, there's that right shoulder. You're trying to get this sort of reversal bounce off this 4,300 level, but you did just sell straight back down. So unless you break back above, cool. We can see if we can give it another chance. But gold is a market that can get very, very, very tough before NFP, which again is the whole reason I'm trading combine here. Remember, guys, feel free to share some charts as well, guys. You guys on Zoom, you can share some charts whilst we wait. We can look at some other markets as well. Doesn't have to be goldy. We can look at other markets. We do have the big non-farm payroll today. Why is it? Is it on a Tuesday because of the government shutdown? Is it always going to be on Tuesdays now? I've ever seen NFP on a Tuesday. Non-farm payroll. Full first look at the US job market since September. And it'll be a crucial factor in determining the Federal Reserve strategy for interest rates throughout 2026. So it's going to be very, very, very volatile today. This jobs data will either prove that the Fed was right to implement the controversial rate cuts of 75 basis points in September, or it will suggest that the central bank was too aggressive in cutting rates. The report is complicated because it includes both October and November job numbers. It is slightly skewed. So it's including 2 months worth of jobs data. So this is going to be very, very, very volatile here today, guys. If you guys do want to check it out, I'm just reading this here on Market Pulse. You guys can see here. So it's going to be very, very, very high impact today. Very high impact. Oh, we've got some, look at this gold. Oh, look at this, okay. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting day. It has to be silver, yeah, well, yeah. Silver has been, sorry, I've messed my charts up. So this should be GC. This should be silver. Nice. Yes, amazing, man. Locked in the risk settings for the day. Yeah, absolutely amazing, man. Lock in them risk settings. That's the absolute key. Silver's been on a crazy, crazy, crazy run. Look at this on silver. And silver moves a lot bigger than gold. One contract on gold, one contract on silver. It moves a lot more. You kind of got, again, although silver has been on a great push, this was a lovely bounce yesterday, kind of similar to what we wanted on gold. But the daily is starting to look pretty messy. Look at this daily time frame. It's starting to look, let's get rid of everything here for a second. All-time highs, you've been on an absolutely phenomenal push. I don't want to say it, but could silver pull back? If you were looking at this from more of a swing trading perspective, you'd be looking for silver to potentially pull back into $60, back into these highs before potentially going higher. So could you maybe get some silver weakness? Look here how you, let me just zoom into this a little bit. It's very important. Look how here you came up, you grabbed the highs, but look what you didn't really yet do to the downside. So silver, now I'm not going to say downside because you have been so bullish, but there is the possibility that you may see silver have a little bit of a rollover with NFP to potentially come back down to the lows of the 12th of December. So potential rollovers on silver. Again, though, is it a market that you just want to start selling? I don't know. It's been so bullish that unless you've made lots of money on the way up and you maybe want to risk a little bit of that, you could. If you haven't made any money on silver on this incredible run up, do you want to all of a sudden start selling it? I don't think that's a smart thing to do. John in the chat. Johnny, good to have you in, man. Hope you're doing well. How's BTC looking? Yeah, BTC looking. Let's have a look. See how BTC's looking. I know the daily's looking pretty stuck. Oh, look at that. You broke down yesterday. Cool. Now that's nice. So we did speak about this yesterday, how you did have that bounce off 95, but you did have support at 90. You've now broken support at 90, so I think you can see Bitcoin back down at 80 pretty easily. We kind of spoke about these lows from the 21st November, I think when we were like maybe back here. I still think this is a nice downside target. I think you could see Bitcoin squeeze down into 80,000. I think that could be a pretty decent short. I don't trade Bitcoin intraday, but that's a nice sell-off yesterday. Breaking back below 90 is pretty huge. I think things could get pretty ugly here. You know, this break back above 90 probably could have got in more people thinking, oh look, well, you know, we're breaking back above 90. It's time to go, you know, back to all-time highs. You re-break 90, I think things could get pretty ugly here on Bitcoin. Back down to 80. On a high time frame perspective, where could Bitcoin go? I mean, could you come back down to 70s? Yeah, wouldn't be that surprising. So below here we would have 75, and then how did that get there? Below here we have 75, and then we do have 70. So 75,000 here, and then below we have, where are we? 80. Oh, 170. Sorry. So we've got 70,000, 75, and 80,000. I think 80,000 is a pretty easy downside level. I think 80,000 looks nice. If you break 80, I'd be surprised to see you go below 70, to be honest. I think even 75, I'd be like, wow, Bitcoin back down at 75, that's a pretty huge level. But from a technical perspective, it's not really looking that surprising. How's Bitcoin performed this year? It's probably, how's it performed this year? If we look at, where do we start the year? Where are we? January. So if we start the lows of January, hit highs of about 30%. Now Bitcoin's actually down on the year. So Bitcoin's down around 10%-ish on the year, which is pretty crazy considering I think gold's up like 50. I think NQ's still up on the year. But Bitcoin is down on the year. Well, so far, anything can change. Anything can change. Platinum, yep, let's have a look. Let me have a quick look at gold. So gold continues selling off, so good to cut that quick loss there, guys. I think we took the long somewhere around here, cut the trade like here, I believe, somewhere. We cut it like somewhere like that. So good quick little cut there on gold. The reason I decided to cut that trade is because you were wicking out previous highs. You grabbed previous highs, failed to close above, cool, managed the trade. And if we look at this hourly time frame now here on gold, gold is still squeezing lower here, guys. Again, it's why I'm only taking this on a combine. Is you try bounce from here, you're straight back lower. And we could do this all the way until NFP at 1:30 London time. Yeah, platinum. Let's have a look. Platinum is not something I ever. Wow, look at this. This is crazy. Look at platinum. This is insane. What's platinum up on the year? Do we even want to look at this? How much is platinum up on the year? Platinum's up 100% on the year. Platinum is up 100%. That's absolutely crazy. What did you have in Asia? Did you have some longs? You're kind of starting to find some pretty big resistance. Look at this. You're starting to find some big resistance up here. Big resistance. You could easily see, again, I don't want to say it because it doesn't really make sense to say it, but I can see this potentially pulling back. You're going to be on this huge run up, and you could get squeezed here. Again, it doesn't mean that's not me saying, you know, let's all of a sudden start shorting platinum by any means. It's up 100% this year. But I wouldn't want to be a buyer up here. Yeah, silver up almost 110%. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. I think Tesla did hit some new highs yesterday, right? Didn't Tesla hit some new 2025 highs? There's some markets that have been on big runs this year. Big runs. But yeah, that was a look at this huge push. You guys who were trading platinum in Asia. Did you get that long? That's an insane push. Oh, was there any reason for that? Up into them highs, that was absolutely huge. Tesla hit 481. Yeah, crazy. I don't hold any more Tesla, unfortunately. Is Chow here? Chow, do you hold any Tesla? I bet you do. Well, he's gonna pretend he does. He's a furu. I can't open for some reason my trading view won't open, but nah, yeah, me neither. I was starting to get a bit skeptical with Tesla. I made some good money on Tesla, but I was starting to get a bit scared out of Tesla. I don't hold any. Hitting 481's pretty crazy though. 481 on Tesla's huge. Back to 500. Aaron, I wish to say to you, thank you for your integrity. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your positive energy. Thank you, man. Thank you for your attitude towards making this world a better place. Thank you, man. I appreciate the message. It's a very kind message. I appreciate you being here. That's what we like to hear. It's been when did we start these? You guys on YouTube, when did we start these Top Step streams with you guys? I think we started these maybe in, I want to say, where did we start? Maybe like July time, I think, maybe. When did we first, Bruno, Bruno, you probably remember? I don't have to probably scroll back. When did we start these first London streams here together? I have to scroll very far back. I should remember the date. I have it saved somewhere. Pretty sure we only started these London streams together in 2025, so we're building a nice place for traders in the London session. Where did we start these? I can't remember when we started these. 7 months, more than that. I'm scrolling all the way back to, we're going far back here. Just want to see when did we do the very first Aaron Trades London Open stream here on Topstep. I don't think I'll find it. 6 months ago, still going. Yeah, too far back. A year ago? No, it wasn't a year ago. Wait, 6 months ago. Oh, this isn't in order of date. Oh, damn, this isn't in order of date. I can't remember. It was sometime in 7th of April. There you go, Bruno. 7th of April. That's when we very first started these London Open Topstep streams. Yeah, that would be scary. I don't want to know that. 7th of April. 7th of April. So it's not even been a year. That's pretty cool. So gold below previous hourly lows is still a big support level, guys. But with that 15-minute tag and highs and closing bearish, you'd want to see a pretty decent 15-minute turnaround. Otherwise, you can just get caught up too much here. Look at this lovely bounce here on NQ. Lovely, lovely, lovely buy on NQ. Look at the 4 hour. Yeah. What for? You mean like to analyze it? It's just same as the daily, really. Same as the daily. 4,300, huge support. Huge support. Monday the 7th of April, that's crazy. Is it wrong for me to not take any trade in the past 15 days? This market is rough? No, not necessarily. If you've protected your capital, you can see it in two ways. You can see, in the last 15 days, I haven't seen that many opportunities. I've seen a lot of chop. I've protected my capital. That sounds like a pretty logical plan. It depends, it depends if your plan has presented itself in the last 15 days or not. If it has and you just haven't taken it, then that's a different story. But if you haven't really seen that many opportunities and you decided to, like I say, self-control for the past 15 days, that's pretty impressive. We've had all year to trade. So do we really need to force it in the last couple of weeks? Definitely not. You're the most genuine trader out there. Thank you, man. No hidden agendas. You have mastered yourself better than the most YouTubers. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to be as real here as possible. As relatable as possible. So I'll show you guys all these Topstep accounts, all the payouts, I don't really share my personal accounts very much because it's not as relatable than to trade the funded accounts here with you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. I wouldn't be the trader I am today without your guidance. Now full-time building into a profitable trader. Amazing, Johnny. Amazing, man. Absolutely love to hear it. Love to hear it, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll make 2026 even bigger and even better. That's for sure. So kind of just got gold chopping a little bit here, guys. I was hoping we could see this potential. Look at this on NQ. And you guys take this on NQ. It's a lovely, lovely push here. Pretty much the exact setup that we spoke about on gold, but it's playing beautifully here on NQ. Look at this. Same traders gold. Came down, grab lows, held support. Lovely buy. You can message me on Instagram, man. Just Aaron Trades. Aaron.trades on Instagram. They're probably more active on there. Do you stream elsewhere? Well, we're live on Zoom as well. We're live on Zoom with the guys in Discord. I was streaming. I do need to get back to streaming on my channel as well. But yeah, I've been streaming on my channel for a long time. When was the first time we did a stream on my channel? This is the throwback. Look at this. 3 years ago. Look at this guy. That was my first ever stream. Look at it. You've got this is my own background that I made. Look at that. You got a nice ball there. Look at that. That took me a long time. So if we could get some credit for that, that would be great. That's how far the streams have come. We had I thought that looked cool. I thought candlesticks in the background and a black and white ball with me on the side looked cool back in the day. So there's that. Did they get a bit better? Surely they got a bit better. Let's see. They got a little bit better. Look at that. We're getting there. We're getting a little bit better. But look at this. I've been trading live here on YouTube for absolutely free for the past 3 years. Look at this. Taking positions. Let's see if this trade played out or not. Let's see if we get exposed here. Break even. Oh, did he take the break even? Yeah, I just got exposed there, I think. But yeah, I've been trading live on YouTube for 3 years, which is crazy. Not just trading live, you know, talking about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Not for signal purposes, but so if you guys can follow along and understand, you know, what I'm doing and why. Oh, look, it's a nice short. Oh, exposed again. I think we were trading NASDAQ back here. As long as we were trading NASDAQ in the London session. Should have been trading gold. Oh, look, us to get short again though. Yeah, you can watch them all back on YouTube, and yep, on the Topstep channel you can watch them all back. Nice breakout there on NQ. Goldie's still kind of just stuck here, guys. Goldie just stuck. That's crazy. What was the actual date of this? It just says 3 years ago. It doesn't say the actual date. But if you guys do want to go watch, you can go watch some of the old content on here. You know, even on the YouTube videos, been posting travel trading. Watch these videos for hours. Yeah, that's amazing. There's so much value in them. It's crazy. You can go back and watch the old travel. Very first time I ever posted a travel trading video back here 5 years ago, which is crazy. Look at this. You can see my charts, trading currencies, swing trading currencies 5 years ago, traveling and trading. Look at this. Crazy. Is it better to multiply the markets you trade or focus on one? I mean, people are going to have different opinions, but for me personally, I think less is more. I think if you can focus on one market and master one market, you don't need anything else. And the good thing about the way we trade gold is gold moves very well in Asia, London, and New York. You can get great opportunities pretty much most days. Now, you're not going to be able to execute them every day, but it's nice to know that your plan shapes up every single day in every session. And the reason that I say to focus on gold is because I just find gold very repeatable in the way that it moves. And I find it much more consistent than NASDAQ. And that's the reason I just love to trade gold so much. I think gold is also good for newer traders because sometimes NASDAQ can be a bit too crazy and you find yourself just jumping in random trades for the sake of being in and out of a trade. You end up just chasing a dopamine fix than actually trading a plan. Whereas I find gold is much more consistent. It does move a little bit slower, but not that slow that you can't get great trades. Like this here in Asia, gold's down 300 ticks of one contract. That's a $3,000 trade. Like that's huge. That's more than enough. Yep, super consistent time, able to repeat the same setup over and over again. Yeah, that's why I love gold so much. It just moves the same way over and over and over again. That's the reason I love trading it so much. That it's very, very, very consistent. It has been for a long time. Like I say, I've traded gold for a long time. Like probably just gold for the past 5 years, but I've watched gold for the past 7 years. And it's just extremely, extremely consistent with the way that it moves. And a lot of people are moving to just gold as well. You guys know Baron, who sometimes joins Dakota in slow markets. I was speaking to Baron the other day, and he's just moved to just gold. Oh, I think he trades some silver as well, but he is finding it much more consistent than NQ, which is pretty cool. So it's good to see some people making the move to just one market and really knuckling down on that market. And I want to be a very good trader, make a living eventually. Cool. What would you say to a starter? Your 2 cents, please. Your biggest starter is don't, how do I say this? Don't put pressure on yourself to make it work right away. I held myself so back for so long in trading for like over 2 years because I was so focused on, chasing the dollar amount or trying to get rich quick straight away. And the best thing you can do is if you're just starting in trading is, almost treat it like a hobby. Don't treat it like an escape from everyday life, because the more pressure on yourself, the more pressure you put on yourself to have to make money, the longer you're going to delay your process. And the more you can just focus on, I'm going to spend the next couple of years just becoming the best trader I can possibly be, you will do it a lot quicker and you'll do it a lot better. So focus more so on taking good trades and being able to read price action than focusing so much on, no, I want to escape and I want to make this amount of money right now. Because the more you think like that, which is how I used to think, which is why I wasted 2 years in trading, the longer it's going to take you. But if you come on here every day, you know what? I've got a job to support myself in the background. I don't have to make everything from trading right now. As you get in that mindset, you will slowly start to make more money from trading, that you get to a point where it does make more than what you would be making in a normal job. And then you go, okay, cool. Now it makes more sense to focus on this. But just try and focus on becoming the best possible trader you can be by ignoring the dollar amount, focusing on simple technical plan, good execution, and good psychology. And yeah, exactly. Look for the good setups, not chasing the dollar amount. Because the more you chase the dollar in trading, the longer you will delay your process and the harder it will be. So that's what I would tell my younger self is, like I say, I spent 2 years of consistently failing because I was just constantly chasing the get rich quick schemes, the secret strategy, the secret indicator, the secret blah, 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 when actually it doesn't exist. The secret is to not focus on the dollar amount and focus on just becoming a good trader, and the money will follow. Yes. Like that, Josie, yeah. Who makes the dollar? The trader. So create the trader and the dollar will come. Exactly, man. Focus on being the best possible trader you can be, and you will make money. But don't focus on chasing money and chasing a dollar amount. So I don't own any physical gold? No, unfortunately not. I wish I did, because gold has been on a phenomenal run this year. Like gold as a percent is up crazy this year. What do we say, like close to 50 or something? But no, unfortunately I don't own any physical gold. I'm getting into more longer term investments at the minute, but I don't own any gold. Except for that chain, yeah, except for a gold chain that says Gold King on it. Yeah, other than that, I don't think so. So gold into NFP, guys, you know, you can see we're getting pretty choppy here. I do like pullbacks on gold. I do believe gold can have a bit of a retracement, but does that mean we just want to be buying for no reason? Not really. NQ is having a lovely push up. Remember, NQ to come back up into this current daily high, which is right here, also looks nice. Leading up to NFP. I like NQ to have a decent pullback here. This looks like a nice retracement level. A really, really nice retracement level. But gold's getting tricky. I do think now, you know, we'll very likely come down and grab these 5 a.m. lows, because the more you reject off this support without now pushing, the more likely you'll probably get people trying to long. But to be honest, I think they will probably get trapped here. So I do think you'll probably come down and squeeze these lows beforehand. So what would we mainly looking at here on gold is price to either come down, grab these lows, maybe even grab these lows, we'll see. But what will be the most important part is breaking back above 4,300 with volume, and then we'll see if we can take gold higher. How do you enjoy the R8? Yeah, the R8 was amazing, man. R8 was so nice. Worked on, driven a couple back and forth. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's incredible car, man. Yeah, my first time ever really driving a car like that, or even being in a car like that. And it was pretty incredible. Bruno's found my next laptop. Let's see. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. 24K gold MacBook. Yes. Why have we not thought of this sooner? Look at that. 18,000. Absolute bargain. If we don't come onto stream in 2026 with one of these, you're not allowed on the trading retreat. The only way you can come on the trading retreat is if you have a 24K gold MacBook Pro diamond logo. Where's the diamond? Oh wait, the Apple logo's in diamonds. Wow, look at that. Can I get it customized? Aaron Trades. Yeah, great Christmas present. Where is she? I think she's working, otherwise I'd call her in. I've got my Christmas present. That's the best thing ever. Yeah, if we don't show up in 2026 on stream with a 24K gold MacBook Pro for 18,000 euros, we got some work to do. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Oh, we get a gold one, a gold iPhone as well. Oh, look at that. Now we're talking. If I ever show up with this on stream, everyone just leave. That's when I know I've lost it. That's crazy. That's the best thing ever. That is amazing. Gold volume? No, it's pre-NFP. There's none. Oh, the volume, I mean volume in the sense of just strong body candle closures. Like what I mean by closure back above with volume is, you know, like when we look at these fake out plays, like we look at the buys from last week, like this, you break above with volume. There's you know, a decent move, not just like a little closure above, like we really break above the levels, then you take the trades. That's what I mean by volume. It's just the amount of ticks in the body, you know, 200 tick breakout, boom, that's a great break. A big body, not like, you know, little bodies like this. Like this is a poor breakout. When you get these big strong breakouts, that's good volume to start taking them trades. So what we'd want to see is, you know, not just like just little body closures around here. Like we want to see a big body closure with good volume, and then we'll see if we can take it. That's amazing. It's the best thing ever. So with that being said, YouTube guys, we'll keep it short and sweet here today, guys. Remember, we do have NFP today. I'm gonna take the $75 loss here on the combine, trying to take these gold longs. I do like these gold longs today. I like retracements back up into 43.50. But price could get very, very choppy. Remember, guys, it is NFP day today. It's not normally on a Tuesday, but for some reason, it's on a Tuesday today. So be careful trading today. NFP can get very, very volatile, especially when we have NFP coming out for 2 whole months here. This is going to be a big, big, big news event today. So trade safe today, guys. You know, just trade some combines. Just have some fun with the markets. Don't put too much pressure on yourself before major news. It's the reason I'm trading a combine here and just executing, just having fun with the markets. I'm not trying to put so much pressure on myself to have to make money right before NFP, because it's the logical thing to not do. So I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. We'll recap NFP. I'll probably see you guys on the Topstep chat for the NFP numbers later on as well. So I'll see you guys live there over on YouTube. Trade safe, guys. NFP. I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.